I was sitting here thinking about music. I would have to relax my own mind. Cause you know, when you born in fire, let's just say it, you're a fire baby. Everything attacks you. And God crushes you. Cause God trusts you. Yeah. He just crush you anytime you feel like, just crush you all the time. Sometimes he just keep your foot on you. And you know, as long as it's God foot, you know it's a clean foot. So, with that being said, it's all right. Just, you know, give him a massage. But outside of that, I was sitting here, you gotta free yourself when you're born like I am. Just free yourself. So what I do, I just think of creativities. I put myself in my own personal Hollywood. And I really haven't got into the directing part. I was going there before I ran into this car wreck with my ex-wife. I was going to build a little miniature studio, producer studio, but never got around to it. I started working on it, but I think I had spent a total of maybe $10,000. It wasn't nothing really. It wasn't enough to do nothing with. But of course, all that's gone. Probably put my hand through it at the time. Never know. I don't do that. I really don't do that. But I did to that particular computer because them attacks, I thought they were my computer system, but it really wasn't my computer system. It was all I call it demonic electronics. Demonic electronics. But one thing for sure is that I had this computer I bought. I always forget the name. It's a simple name. It's like it's a simple name for the computer. It's like what is it? It's it's a computer. It's a computer. They got these. It's a Dell, I think. Well, it ain't Mac though. It's like a Windows, and they got all these hard shells all around. It's a nice one. Alienware. That's it. Alienware. And I had a so-called top-notch Alienware computer. I got all the goodies on it, and it was a great computer. Absolutely outstanding computer. And then I think, see, in the Mac is more controllable to the higher ups, I guess you could say, or to the business world. There you go, to the business world. Windows is more free. And I guess when they hacked into my stuff, they were like, we got to make sure he don't use this computer. That computer just kept giving me problems, but it was still working good though, because I'm pretty good with computers. I break it down, tear it apart, put it back together, and then start back working fine for a while. I just got tired of that though. And it kept doing the same thing over. And I had this female come spend a night with me, and she knew a little bit about stuff like that somehow. I swear she was an agent, but I don't know that for a fact. And she told me somebody had put a virus on my stuff. And it wasn't on any kind of virus. It was a virus. It was a virus from like big stuff. Like it might have been a CIA virus, an FBI virus, something. Somebody was monitoring me at the time. And by the time she told me that, I gave up hope on it. I quit building on it. And one day I needed it to work real good. I really needed it to work. I was trying to free myself. I was trying to run off China. And it didn't work. So I politely put my hand through it. And I wasn't expecting it to do nothing because it's supposed to have put an extra $2,000 in it just so it could be breakaway, you know, don't break. Unfortunately, it broke. It did the back. It did the back bit trick. Unfortunately. So that was the end of that discussion. And I gave it to a random person, you know. They were thankful for it. They were happy to have it. They always wanted one. All they had to do was change the flip part of it. The rest of the computer worked. And unfortunately for me, that family was working with my enemy. So I'm sure they took information off there and took it to my you know what, right? So unfortunately for that, right? Can't never let your attitude get the best of you. It never works out in the end. But and good thing is that's the first and the last one I ever did like that. Cause I just couldn't get it. I'm the kind of person that always figure stuff out. It was like somebody was on the other end clicking buttons, bro. The way that I go through all that trouble rebuilding, you know how hard it is to take something like that apart and put it back together? I mean perfectly. And you ain't really got the money and the tools. And you trying to use car tools to do this. And you trying to make sure you don't strip no screws. You got you had to make glasses that zoom in, you know. You gotta utilize the stuff around your house. But anyway, so I was sitting here just thinking about music. I was gonna save this idea for when I got out of here, but ain't no sense in making everybody else suffer. But personally, I think just like auto-tune got a program, I really do think with all my heart of hearts that Voloco need to make their own program. Not only their own program, maybe even their own microphone, and maybe even what you call them things, like a real studio, like a modular. But nothing like the one auto-tune had, nothing like that. And it don't need to be, it shouldn't be as big. It's something about that app, that program, the way it warms up microphones. I don't know who built that thing, and I don't know what's in it. But I'm telling y'all out there in the producing world, in the studio, that thing gonna save y'all a lot of time and energy, especially when it comes to mixing and editing. I don't know what it is. You use the same old reverb, you use the same old delays, you use the same old slap, all that. You use the same old thing you typically would use and everything else, but it's something about that app, you know. I swear that little app, I done been in studios, I done built studios, I done been in studios worth $300-something thousand. I ain't really been in no $1 million studio, but my boy have. He told me a lot about it. But for the most part, I done probably been in like a $500,000 studio. And I'm telling you, I still have yet to hear such fine quality. And I even tested the theory and put it on different earphones, and I put it on different everything. I don't know what it is about that Voloco app, but I'm telling you, if it had just a little more heat to it, which you can't do that with a basic phone. When I first started dealing with Voloco, I had built this particular phone. I missed that phone. I kept that phone even though it went out on me. I bought an iPhone, and I love to buy stuff new off the shelf. And then they say, you can't get in this, you gotta be able to get into it because you can get into it. So give me the parts where you can get into it so I can get into it. So I spent extra money for that and rebuild my phone. And I put some of the exotic, most good stuff, you know, and make it better for myself. And basically what I did was I built this particular phone out of a studio. But back then, you can run your Pro Tools with your phone. And the funny part was I hooked it up but never utilized it. But I said, let's go above and beyond, you know? What if I could just record on my phone and send it to my studio? And the waves and everything will be there. So that's what I pretty much did. Put certain apps on the phone, and voila, it worked. That's when I started getting into frequency and generators a lot. And I started noticing I was picking up white noise a lot for some reason. And come to find out, it might have been because I'm a fire baby, a baby born. This ain't Zodiac. I'm not talking about no Zodiac. And guy had his foot on me. So I just tapped in the guy's foot. Got some of the guy's frequency wave. Hey, guy, let me use something of this. We can make music together. I always have been with me and Guy most of the time. Guy my best friend. Got all I really got. And as long as I got God, I'm happy. You know, in situations like this, they play a lot of games, marital games. I think it's part of the experiment. Don't get too caught up in that, y'all. I done built such a relationship with God. I told him this like 4 years ago. I said, I'll play y'all games with y'all, but I'm not buying it until you cross that bridge. And from what I understand, it's hard to tap into this bridge. And I just stay with God. And if y'all out there and you get hit like that, you're chosen when you're going through stuff like this, build up such a relationship with God to the point where even if they do that to you, if you want to play, you're already alone. If you want to play along with it to entertain yourself, fine. You know, but you already alone. So just enjoy yourself, because you're already alone, you know. Enjoy the time. Don't blame them, none of that. Just take your time with life and know you got God. Put God as your lover. Let God be your lover. God is pure energy. Let God be your lover. Then you'll never be disappointed, you know. Even if somebody say, I'm on my way to you, baby. And you gonna get a little excited about that. You probably ain't seen nobody in years. Yeah, she on her way, you probably even looking out the window. But when the time presents itself and that person do not show up, just don't get in your feelings about it and know you got God. You know? But yeah, like I said, that's the kind of relationship I got with God. And at this point, I've been going through this for years. Like I said, I had to thank the spiritual world and I had to thank the astral, of course, all that, but I want to thank the spiritual on social media who actually had the brain to my knowledge of the game that be played on people. So once I started looking into that and researching that and realized, oh man, I've been an experimenting baby all my life. Thank God I built a relationship with God and Christ, huh? But like I said, y'all, let's go back to music. So that Voloco app, me personally, I wanted to buy it. That's why I kept it quiet. I was gonna get out of this situation and invest in it, or at least invest in it thoroughly, like a lot, I was gonna invest in Voloco and that Vita app. But, you know, at this point, you know, whatever, right? But the reason I was gonna invest in it is because both of them apps had something so unique. Like the Vita app, the original Vita app was, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna say it's better apps. Well, maybe, but that Vita app was so informative. It was so much in such a little simple app. You could tell it was running too much, because you could tell whoever built it, somebody wouldn't fund them enough money to put into it. But that app, you can literally take drawing to another level on that app, back on the old app. That's why I was so disappointed with the new version of it. I just left it alone. I don't know if that new version of it, or somebody tapped in my phone and made it where I couldn't utilize that app like the old one. It was using up a lot of RAM on phones and stuff, but that could have easily been resolved by just putting more money into the app. So you could tell they hit a wall with that app. So I was gonna buy that app and the Voloco app. It's something about that Voloco app. That microphone should not sound so good. I know I've been dealing with mics. I've been working on sound tech. Y'all, I've been traveling, helping people with their sound tech. I have reached a new grade in that world, dealing with studios. I went from getting people to help me build it to me helping them build that stuff. That app, I ain't gonna say a lot of other apps, but that app make a lot of modules and app look crazy. It got this basic stuff on it, and you just utilize this basic stuff, and it put true warmth on your voice. Beautiful. And I can hear what it's missing, but thankfully, because of my that phone that I had built myself, that phone, it wasn't missing that part in it. And that's how I know it just needed some more whatever. But I had built that phone. Like, let's say I bought a phone and it got 500 RAM, 500 gigs on it, whatever. Well, I built it up even more to the point where those 500 gigs, it might have still just had 500, but I built it up in such a way to where those 500 gigs was going hard, bro. Every 500 one of them. It was like I had 2,000 and 500. I don't know how I did it. I can't remember how I did it anyway. But when I was doing it at the time, I knew what I was doing, what I was aiming for. It was just certain things that they just didn't put in the phone that they could have put in the phone. They maybe didn't want to put it in the phone. And that's why I started falling in love with rebuilding stuff, because they kind of took that fun out of cars. So I said, well, I do it to the other stuff we like to buy, like laptops, computers, or whatever. And I did it to my phone. And man, that thing was the best walking microphone I ever had in my life. I would go to people's studios, go to people that was recording music, and they'll let me hear their song, and I'd be like, man, I could have did a better job right here on this phone. And they'll think I'm fighting words. I was like, nah, I prove it to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Where you beat at? Or whatever. But I have my own beats on it. And I give it to them, and it'll blow their mind. It'll blow their mind. But since they were part of the game stalking group, couldn't go no farther than that. But I'm telling y'all, it's something about at Voloco. Now, I dealt with it on Android once or twice. It sounded pretty good to me, but I haven't had an Android in years. I'm planning on getting one though. But because it's more things that's obtainable when it comes to this business iPhone. This iPhone is just so business oriented. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. Before you know it, you done got hacked and somebody else doing all that you wanna do. And you can't get in your own stuff because your own phone, your own system done locked you out. But outside of that, I would prefer iPhone. But Voloco, I'm telling y'all, go check it out. Go check it out. Like, I know it's other apps, but producers know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Go set up the little Voloco app. If it's still, I ain't upgraded mine in years. So I guess you will have to probably go back or something. Because sometimes upgrades take from it. But I wouldn't know. I haven't upgraded my Voloco app in 4 to 5 years. But, and I'm scared to, even if I had the money to do it, or had a way to do it, not the money, but a way to do it, because when I put money on my phone, it goes straight to somebody else. So, it's nothing I could do. But even if I had the money to do it, or the way to do it, I wouldn't do it. Because I'm one to know all upgrades ain't good. That's why I say we can always learn from the previous. It's almost like they firing. It's like upgrades is firing previous grades. It's almost like generation saying they better than the previous generation and not acknowledging none of the good of the previous generation and just taking it upon themselves to say they're the best generation ever known to man. Something got to stop right there. But yeah, producers know what I'm talking about though. Go check it out. Go set it up. And if you got somebody that got an old version like I got, go listen to it. You're going to say yourself, you're going to say, wait a minute, he right. There's something different about this. And it's going to help recording be more friendlier. People can really get into it. I mean, you can hear it back when you're playing it, or you can, you cut it off. You'll get a little bit more sound out of it, good sound out of it. But I like to hear my stuff back as I'm doing it. Ain't no delay, ain't no extra reverb in it. It's amazing. I wanted to say this a while ago, but I was being greedy and keeping it selfish. Being greedy and keeping it to myself. Because I was going to buy it out if I could. But unfortunately, you see where I'm at. So I might as well share this to y'all, share this with the world. But go check it out. Go check that Voloco app out. It's nice. Like, if we could get the studio to be that easy, that'll help out a lot. I don't know what they got out there new now. I know the last studio that I was in, my boy was in anyway, it wasn't even a microphone. It sounded good. You couldn't see the mic though. It was a mic nowhere to be seen. It was like the whole walls was microphones. So I don't know how they had that. Now that was probably $1 million studio. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. It's been long enough. But yeah, go check it out. Maybe I'm tripping though. Maybe it's God, Maybe it's this frequency that I'm jumping on. I don't know. But I don't know. But I know it's something. I use that Voloco app, and I really wasn't planning on now. The music, the beat part, I don't know because it's locked out. I can't get into no beats or nothing on the Voloco app. And I'm guessing they said he won't buy nothing. Curse his ass. I can't buy nothing. I couldn't buy nothing even if I wanted to buy something. I can't buy nothing because they locked me out of all my stuff. I wish I could have. I even heard a woman that was living in my shadow say, she had the audacity to say, quit making songs because I ain't finna buy no more beats. And I'm like, first and foremost, I never met you. Secondly, you basically telling me you getting paid off of my hard work. And you got the audacity to sit over there with your black magic throwing self and tell me what not to do because I can't buy my own stuff because of you. I can't invest in my own stuff because of you. You got my stuff Well, you don't want it like you don't want to sold your soul to the devil itself, and everything I do goes straight to you. You know, but anyway.